So what's going on, guys? My name is Coach Chad Oxterborn, but built for Theme Park News. So what I'm going to report on today, some rumours from Carowinds about a brand new family attraction in the future, and two long-standing coaster rumours that are now reportedly dead and buried. So what is going on, guys? My name is Coach Chad Oxterborn, but built for Theme Park News, and yes, this is a Theme Park Newsroom update from Carowinds. Now, Carowinds is a theme park in Charlotte, North Carolina, home to some fantastic rides such as Copperhead Strike that recently opened this year, Fury 325, their B&M Giga, and so much more. It also has two coasters that have been under the rumour scale for quite some time now. Hurler for a possible RMC treatment, and Vortex for a Floorless conversion. Now, we do have some information and some more rumoured reported details on both those rumours' futures, as well as the possibility of a new family attraction coming to Carowinds in the next few years. So let's start with the family attraction that's been talked about. Now, this is all rumours. This is all rumour, speculation, things like that. Basically, the rumour, according to this article on Screamscape from Carowinds, is they've been hearing that they're going to be taking out a page from Kings Island's book and adding an antique car ride. Now, those are classic family attractions. Most of you who are die-hard fans of Alton Towers will remember the old vintage cars, which was replaced by the driving school in Cloud Cuckoo Land, which is due a refurb. Hopefully that's next year with the tease that's been going on around House of Monsters. Antique car rides are fantastic classic family attractions. Any Alton Towers fans, comment down below if you remember the vintage cars. But of course, Kings Island this year, before they introduce their new B&M Giga Orion next year, have been bringing back their antique car rides. So there's a rumour that Carowinds could be taking a playbook from Kings Island and introducing their own antique car ride, bringing back their own antique car ride. Now, the rumoured site is on Dinosaurs Alive's site, so that's an interesting one. Of course, there are a couple of sites at Carowinds available for development. Of course, you've got the Rip Roar and Rapids site. We don't know if that Rapids is getting refurbished, but of course we now know that Rapids, from the ACE event earlier this year, we know that the Rapids is in fact being demolished. So that Rapids site is good open space for a new coaster or a new big attraction of some sort. But of course, the Dinosaurs Alive site is quite a nice site for an antique car ride. So I'd like to see an antique car ride come back to Carowinds. Now, going back on those two coaster rumours from Vortex and Hurler. Now, those rumour coaster developments are reportedly dead and buried. Reportedly, from this article, this rumour. Now, Vortex's Force conversion will not be happening because it's reported that it will be too costly and it will be better putting in a new ride. So I'm going to go on about that in a bit because I think that's speculating something with that kind of statement, or along those lines of that statement. Hurler with the RMC treatment, that won't be happening. However, they have said they could change their mind in a few years' time if the ride ages badly, or it's too old, or something happens to the ride, kind of like what happened to Volcano, the Blast Coaster at King's Dominion. You look what happened there, and you sort of think, that closed down sort of mid 2018, and it didn't operate again for some reason. So, they had to sort of make the decision to spend lots and lots of money again on maintenance, or would it be better to just remove it for a new development? And of course, they chose that new development. So if something goes wrong with Hurler, or it ages badly, or it keeps getting bad reviews, or it starts to get more bad reviews than it normally does, then they can't make a quick decision within a few years' time. So there's still a possibility in the late 2020s decade we could see an RMC Hurler. But at this stage, the rumour is dead and buried. It won't be happening unless something drastic happens to Hurler. Vortex is an interesting one. The fact that it's apparently too costly to do. However, a brand new experience or a brand new ride could be better in its spot. That says to me that Vortex might not be lasting that long. That says to me that Vortex could be removed within the next few years. Maybe Vortex's site is the next site for Carowinds' next coaster development. Now, of course, in terms of picking coasters and what type of coasters Carowinds should still go for, they've got Giga, they've got an invert, they've got, they've got the likes of Copperhead Strike, which is their multi-launch. You know, there's a lot of types of coasters that they've got, but there's a lot of types of coasters they haven't got. Now, of course, first of all, I want to say that they say it's reportedly too costly to do. Look at California's Great American, what they did with their Vortex, turning it into Patriot, the Floorless coaster. So, you know, it's not too costly in my opinion, but if that's the statement they want to make, then fair enough. That's just a rumour, but if that's the rumoured statement they want to make, fair enough. I think the coaster perfect for that Vortex site could be an RMC single rail. Now, of course, we know that RMC Hurler won't be happening for a few years unless they decide to change their mind or something drastic happens to Hurler. But I would like to see RMC coming anyway and do a single rail for 2023, and then maybe going into 2030, we'll see that RMC Hurler development. So I think the next coaster for Carowinds will be an RMC single rail in my opinion, something similar to Railblazer, but a custom layout to fit inside that Vortex site. I don't think Vortex is going to last very long. I think if it's going to stay a stand-up coaster, it won't go through that Floorless treatment, I think it's best to remove the ride. Now, of course, we know recently that there's been some rumoured articles, I think it was yesterday, it was reported either on Screamscape or somewhere else, that I think one of the Firehawk trains from Kings Island has been brought over, and that is apparently going to be repainted and possibly used as a Nighthawk train for Carowinds as Flying Dutchman. So again, it's nice to see them reusing old parts from old coasters at other Cedar Fair parks. So we know that development's going on with Nighthawk. We know that's staying. We know that's going to be staying at the park, and they're going to be using one of Firehawk's old trains to help, you know, if they need any spare trains or spare parts, etc. But I think the next if they are going to replace a coaster with a new coaster for their next coaster development, I think Vortex is the one to go. I think that stand-up coaster is the next coaster to go, in my opinion. Like I said, the Rip Roaring Rapids site is a big site for a coaster development, so I think we'd rather use that site further down the line. I obviously would not like to see sites sitting abandoned for years upon years, so maybe there's a chance that Rip Roaring Rapids is the site they're going to use next, and Vortex will be the next one after that once they know that that site's not sitting abandoned anymore. But it should be interesting to see what the future is for Carowinds. Obviously, this antique car ride, this rumoured antique car ride in a few years' time, will definitely help the family developments at Carowinds, especially since next year they're going to be adding Grand Carnivale, the new show, and of course the new water slide boogie board racer. We know that this year they had a Copperhead Strike, their Mac multi-launch, on that site where a piece of Thunder Road was, and some few, you know, other rides. So again, very big developments happening there. So it should be interesting to see what the future of Carowinds is going to be. So thank you very much for watching this Theme Park Newsroom update from Carowinds. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And for now, guys, my name is Curtis Shadongster, but built for Theme Park News. Keep living the coast life, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care. Have a nice day, my friends.